Welcome back to the Midnight Who Show, and tonight I'm going to be reviewing the first in a trilogy to wrap up the Tomorrowverse, Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths. Now, the Tomorrowverse has been a very mixed viewing experience. Some good, some not so good, so I'm never really excited to watch these films. I have some enjoyment from them, but they're not the best things that DC has ever put out. Case in point, their last film, which I never reviewed on this channel, Justice League Warworld, and simply because I don't really have much to say about this film. I didn't really enjoy it. It's, there's some good moments in this one. I do like the interaction with the trilogy, but I did really enjoy the Superman part, so I would recommend that one. So it did lower my expectations for any future Tomorrowverse films, including this one. So let's move on to the review of Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths. And one thing I will say about this film is they do take a lot of creative liberties when it comes to the Crisis storyline, but this is very much of a part one, and it just more introduces the story, so we don't know what the second two parts will be like, but in this one, they definitely do their own things, like Supergirl is Harbinger, and Pariah is Constantine being punished for their actions from the old universe. And speaking of that, I do like that connection to the old animated universe, and we get to see basically Barry and Constantine are kind of being held responsible for what happened. They reset the whole timeline, and of course his punishment has become Constantine is now Pariah, and Barry is destined to disappear in this crisis. Now, I really did enjoy how much focus there was on the Flash. I absolutely enjoyed that. And we definitely get a really good Flash story in this first part. Barry slows down time to save the universe and give them a little bit more time to stop the antimatter wave. And this allows for Barry and Iris to grow old together. They get a lot more time than they would have had. Another aspect I really enjoyed with Barry hopping through the timeline is that it filled in a lot of gaps that we've had in this Tomorrowverse, because this is only the 8th film, and a lot of things have been rushed. So we get to see why Barry and Oliver came to Bruce's mansion that one night in the long Halloween from that post-credit scene. And now we get to see the formation of the Justice League. So it definitely kind of fills in those, and I think that is much needed before this universe comes to an end. It is really a great fight between Justice League and Amazo. That was good. Now, Barry also gets sent by Constantine to another Earth, the Crime Syndicate, and we get to see the effects firsthand of the antimatter wave. Now, the animation is just okay. The Tomorrowverse has never had an animation style I've really enjoyed, but I think the worst part of the animation in this movie was when they were all being brought by Harbinger to outside where the monitor was. And a lot of the background superheroes, while there's a lot of them, they just are very stagnant and they don't move. So it is kind of a weird animation choice that they did. But I get it, they're trying to save some money. And I think the voice acting was pretty good in this one. It definitely gets me excited to see part 2. Overall, Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths was pretty decent. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. I did really enjoy the Flash story. It was really good, and it definitely is a very solid part 1 that I'm hopeful that the next 2 parts will be as good as this one. But what did you guys think of Crisis on Infinite Earths? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.